All right, so first of all, I want to dedicate this shiur, first of all, to the refuah shlema of my father, Gedalia ben Matilda. Gedalia Moreno ben Matilda, I have to add Moreno. Hopefully refuah shlema. All right, it's Parashat Behar. Okay. So first of all, I need to remind everybody that your feedback, remarks are very welcome, and you can do so at rabbigaon@gmail.com. We have some wonderful, wonderful people who really care a lot about the yeshiva, and they really support our actions. And it's really heartwarming. I'm not going to mention their names because they didn't tell me they want to, so I'm not going to mention their names, but they know who they are. If you want to give us a donation, you can go to our Yeshiva website at yeshiva.etzion.com and go to the PayPal account, and you could dedicate a shiur if you want. You can dedicate for a refuah shlema, etc., etc., etc. You can do it. Or you can just give a donation. That will be fine. That will be great. We will appreciate it. And you should have seen us today at the Lag B'Omer party. It was pretty good. Barbecue that I did not eat. I ate a lot of smoke, but I didn't eat. I ate hummus, and that was fine. Hummus, shnayim hummus chip salad, and some stuff that Eitan took. Anyway, so in the year 1854, you know what happened? What happened?
It was the year after 1853.
Exactly. But you're missing the point that it was also the year before 1855. You're right. Yeshua. The American government, in 1854, the American government was doing what it was doing for quite a long time and did quite after that. They tried to make the Native Americans give their land away. Very famous incident was all the way up north in Washington State, with a person named
Geronimo?
No, Geronimo was in the South. What do you know about American history? Chief Seattle. You know Seattle? No, Seattle. So, Chief Seattle. I'm not pronouncing probably their name right, but it was a tribe named Dawomish or whatever they call it. I don't know how to say it. So the American government tried to persuade them to sell them or to give away their land. Chief Seattle he said, instead of arguing and debating, I'll give you a speech. He gave a speech. I'm skipping. Mitzvat Shmita, because we're talking about giving away the land. Mitzvat Shmita is a mitzvah that demands a lot of emunah. It's not just like any other mitzvah. It needs a lot of emunah to do Shmita. To believe that you're going to have enough food. Also, even if you're going to sit back, kick your feet on the porch, put your baseball cap, and just watch the things grow, but to just the whole entire year without working the land, you need a tremendous bitachon, tremendous emunah in HaKadosh Baruch Hu in order to do so. Today, when most of us are not connected at all, not only to growing crops or anything, but to the land, we have no kesher to the land. By the way, I want to tell you something. Did you ever smell dirt? Dirt doesn't smell the same in different places. So anywhere you go, I recommend you pick up a thing of dirt and smell it. You'll see that it smells different. Every place smells different. You never, to feel dirt in your hand that's actually good. Feel dirt in your feet is good. We don't have any connection to the earth, and we have no connection to growing crops and anything like that. So it's very, very difficult to understand what's so difficult about Shmita. Okay, so you don't work the land. Oh, so what? You take some Mexican who works the land for you. No, it doesn't. Okay, so you don't do it. So I'll put cement over my backyard. No big deal. Who cares? Especially in America. So if we're going to look 1 second at this concept of Shmita, from the perspective of our internal point of view, right? Not only just work in the land, it tells us something internally as well. We could really see what things are all about. So let's go 1 second, do another frame, and go back to Chief Seattle. And Chief Seattle says, according to some of the traditions that we have, he's discontent with such a deal. And he said something very interesting. He says, the earth does not belong to us. We belong to the earth. It's a very interesting concept. In his eyes, the whole earth is holy, sanctified. And the Indians in Central America called the earth, that concept, Pachamama. Or in Hebrew they call it Ima Adama, Mother Earth. It's not only a very good magazine, for gardening, and I have a subscription for it for over 20 years already, for Mother Earth. Yeah. So it's not only a tremendous magazine, but it is a concept altogether. Everybody knows that we were created from the earth, and at the end of our times, we're going to give ourselves back to the earth, and in a way, according to him, the relationship of us to the land is either like a mother to a son, or like a brother to a sister, some kind of a kesher like this. Throughout Sefer Vayikra, and especially in the Parashiyot of Behar and Chukotai, when he talks about the description of Shmita, what we call Shmita, it's very interesting how the Torah looks at the earth, at the land. Let's say the earth, not the globe, the earth itself, the dirt itself. It doesn't look at it as a dead object, but more of like it's not an object, is a subject. And as a living entity, that we have a certain obligation towards it. It is a living entity. If we're going to be metamed the aretz, if we're going to unpurify the earth, as the Torah says, it's gonna vomit us out. If it's in Vayikra, in our Perek Yud Chet, as much as a man has a Shabbat once a week, a Sabbath once a week, the earth has a Sabbath once in 7 years, and that's the Sabbath of the land. If we're not going to let the land rest on its Shabbat, we're going to exile from the land, right? And the land is going to regain its rest by us not being there. Which happened. Just as much as Chief Seattle sees the land as holy, stay with me, Judaism also views the land as something that is sanctified. And as far as the connection that he described between man and earth, we also have this kind of connection with the land. Very famous, especially Rav Kook and his followers. But Rav Kook wrote in one of them, Eretz Yisrael eina davar chitzoni. It's not an external entity. It's kinyan chitzoni la'uma. It's something that the nation has acquired. Rak betur emtzai lematara. Only as a cause for something very specific, and that's called Eretz Yisrael, which is very interesting. What are you saying? We acquired the land for the land? Yes, we acquired this land for the land. And I'll explain further down what it means. Eretz Yisrael is a unit, a living entity that coexists with the nation of Israel together, and there's no other place in the world that the land, its name is named after the nation. Okay, Am Yisrael and Eretz Israel, the land of Israel. You don't say the land of China. You don't say the land of Japan. You do say the land of the brave and the home of the free, but that's not the name of America. Eretz Israel. The name of the land is Israel, and the name of the people, the nation, is Israel. It's one. And that's a reality that we all have to understand. That proximity or similarity between Chief Seattle and or Native American and Jews seems very similar. However, we got to be very careful. That's why I say, beware with me. Stay with me. Why? Because the Native American approach to the land is really from a pagan source, and ours is not. So the similarity is there, and that's, by the way, when many people make a mistake. They see something similar between Judaism, let's say, and Buddhism, between Judaism and, I don't know, whatever you have it. And then they, it's the same, so let me be that, because it's easier to be a Buddhist than to be a Jew. Right? And it's not. There's a big difference between the two. And we need to really see what exactly is. So if in the last two parashiot, we dealt on, we spoke about, we dealt with holiness, right? You should be holy, the nation of Israel should be holy, and then he talks about the Kedusha of the Kohen as not only the priest, but also as a metaphor for the rest of Israel, how to live, and so on and so forth. In Kedushat Israel, holiness of Am Yisrael, its connection to, how does it connect to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, just as much as the Mishnah says, by the way. The Mishnah in this parak, we talk about Kedushat Haaretz, and we need to really see what the Mishnah says. The Mishnah says the following: Eretz Yisrael mekudeshet mikol ha'aratzot. Eretz Yisrael is holy. The land of Israel is holy of all the other places in the world. Ubamei kedushata. And what's the kedusha of Eretz Yisrael? Why is Eretz Yisrael, the land of Israel, what we call biblical Israel, including the West Bank? For all of you who think that it's not, including the West Bank, biblical Israel. What is the Kedusha? Why is it holy? Because the Mishnah says we do mitzvot, Turmot, Umasrot, and Leket, Shechecha, and Peah, and all the mitzvot akshurot ba'aretz, all the mitzvot that are associated with the land. That's the only place that you can do so. If I want to bring Leket Shechecha or Peah, or to do Trumot or Maasrot in Australia, I can't. If I want to do it in America, I can't. If I want to do it in Canada, I want to do it in Lebanon, I can't. I have to do it in Israel. So nobody can come and claim, by the way, this is another argument to claim, this is very old. Everybody can see that Am Yisrael is connected to its land by an umbilical cord. It's not just that. So we see that the Kedusha of Eretz Yisrael is dependent on doing the mitzvot in Eretz Yisrael by Am Yisrael. So look at the tragedy. If we have Jews living in Israel and we're not doing the mitzvot, or we're not keeping Shmita or any other mitzvot which are associated with the land, what a missed opportunity there, because this is how we make the land sanctify, and we sanctify ourselves together with it. So when we don't do that, also, you know what, just give it back. Who cares? If it's something that is holy to you, you're not going to give. But if it means nothing to you, so you'll give it away. And that's exactly what happens. So, which makes us very, very confused. And most of us, by the way, are in a very confused state of mind. For example, some of you going to college, right? So when you go to college, which field should I go? Or what should I work in? What's my job should be like, right? So most people, what they do, they go to some kind of an advisor. They go to an advisor, or they go by the way, everybody seeks an advisor somewhere, right? And in other words, which comes to, you come to think about those advisors Why did they become advisors? Because they couldn't find nothing better to do. So they decided, well, if I don't know what to do, at least let me advise the people what to do. I mean, the whole world is full of advisors and analysts and this, and I don't know. But if you do a survey, if you hear on the radio, Bloomberg, this, that, every time they say analysts are predicting, usually happens the opposite of what they say. So you go to an advisor, right? So everybody goes to like an advisor, right? And so he can tell you, she can tell you what to do, right? And it doesn't make a difference what they tell you. It doesn't make a difference if it's for you or not for you. However, as long as you know that you went to somebody who can speak with confidence, who can throw the numbers at you and shows you chart and so on and so forth, you in a way are allowing yourself to be persuaded that that's the right thing for you, and then you go ahead and do so, and you do it, and so on and so forth, and on and on and on. And the world is really full of advisors and full of analysts and so on and so forth. And one of the things that is really common to all those people is that they are that assuming, right, that at least they can think that there is a place for you to go, that you can go from here to there, and they give you a place, and this is basically, they give you some kind of a plan of steps of what to do. Again, it doesn't make a difference whether it fits you or doesn't fit you, but the guy sold you a nice package, and he tells you, well, you should be doing A, B, C, D, and so on and so forth, so you don't feel confused, and you know exactly what's the path, and what path you should take, and you take it, and Gesundheit, goodbye, and good luck. Also, I mean, especially, and even if they don't have all the whole information about who you are, what you want, and so on and so forth, they're still going to give you, they see a certain reality, and so on and so forth. So the question is, if all those advisors that we go to and we seek advice are just as clueless as we are, right? And this is just an illusion that they sell us, why do we go to them? Why do we go to these people? Why do we seek advice from people who are even less clueless than we are about what to do? So that's a question. That's a question that you will have to answer. So, but you're going to ask me, okay, so what should we do? I don't know what to do. So what should I do? So we say, Shmita, drop it. Shmot, drop it. You don't know what to do? Drop it. What does it mean? Let's see what Shmita is. Still, we don't understand what Shmita is all about. And since we don't understand what it means, again, internally to us, we can relate to it, and we find all kind of like ways around it. All kind of loopholes. And you know what happens when you get your head in a loophole? You get, right? That's why if you have an understanding of why it needs to be practiced, so you don't resent the fact that it's there, and you don't look for loopholes. You said there is a reason, and the reason is, right? Drop it. So let's see what it is. What Shmita is. So Shmita is basically to let go. Lishmot is to let go, to leave, to drop, to leave everything. In other words, really to leave everything. Everything you have. Leave your money, leave your plow, leave your sexy red tractor. Whether she thinks your tractor sexy, it's a good country song, but you just leave everything. You leave your grasp of reality the way you have it. You leave the thoughts like that. You need to drop the thought like our actions are the ones who actually allowing those vegetables to grow. It's we are doing that. We're growing the vegetables, and we don't realize that there's somebody who's doing that because we're not real professional farmers. And even if we are professional farmers, some we forget. I'll do this, I'll do that, and so that, and all of a sudden comes HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, "Hey y'all, hey guys." Guess what, Chevre? Look, you sit back for a whole entire year. You're not going to do anything. And you'll see that everything grows the same without you. What do you think? You're Matt Damon on Mars? You can grow potatoes? Huh? What do you think you are? Martians? Maybe you're marshmallows. You know what I'm saying? You sit back and you see how everything grows. Maybe not the way you wanted it to grow, but it grows. And who said that your way you want? I think that there's nothing more unnatural. Of course, yes, there's concrete that people put all over the backyards. But I don't think there's anything. Okay, number two, not natural, is to have grass. Green lawns. I think it's the most unnatural thing. I don't know about you guys, but if you ever walked in nature, you never see grass like this. It doesn't grow like that. So it's very unnatural. Everything is cut, manicured like this, That's the difference between Japanese gardens to the gardens in Versailles, It's all manicured, and Japanese is all trying to imitate nature. So why imitate? Just let it be. That's the way I look at it, right? So HaKadosh Baruch Hu comes and says, hey guys, listen, it's going to grow without you. And we are in great amazement, see that the earth is able to bear fruit and produce even without us. And it seems that this grass that we have alive, the thought that we know where we have an idea exactly where to go, what to do, and so on and so forth, where to lead people, and how to go, and everything is in my control, and I'm in control of my life, and is completely mistaken. You're nothing. You're nothing. And we forget this all the time. And it gets even more magnified when you live in a city, when all you see around you is buildings, man-made up things, world. They call it the canyons when you go down to Manhattan. Not canyons, there's a canyon, this. It's all me over there. Go see a mountain, Okay, so you see a big building, stop looking at it. But if you live near mountains, you cannot, when I was in the Air Force, in the desert, you could not be, unless something is wrong with you, you can't be, you cannot be not at great awe looking at the mountains and the sunset. And we were there for years, and it was never, okay, yeah, we've seen enough of this. I mean, I've seen Manhattan, I don't look up at buildings. Sometimes I do. But this understanding that there is a God in the world, and He controls it, and not you. And don't forget, that's His world, not your world. His world. And we forget that's His world. And we forget that His world that we even try to make Him do things. Do I want Mashiach? Or do I want the Messianic era to come? Of course I do. Do I want it now? Well, if HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants it, it's His world, not mine. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu sees it fit, He'll bring it. Who am I to demand things from Him to give it? Who am I? And what right? And with what should I come to HaKadosh Baruch Hu? With what grace? With what have I done to come and demand? And you need to learn to let go. So it's a mistake. And because of that, HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us the Torah as a compass, as a map, so we won't get lost in life. So if you don't know what to do and you feel lost, come home to Daddy. Come home to the Torah. If you have the Torah and you learn the Mesilat Yesharim, you know Chovat Adam Be'olamo, you know what's your job in the world, and you're not lost. You have a purpose. You know that if I walk in the valley of death, I won't be afraid because you are with me. So I know I'm never alone. I always have a Kadosh Baruch Hu. Okay, if nobody likes me, there's a Kadosh Baruch Hu who's with me. Okay, I'm never alone, so I should not be depressed. I'm alone. Okay, so I have a Kadosh Baruch Hu. I mean, it's pretty good, no? God loves me, right? Isn't it so? And so why are you depressed about? Now you understand why the Torah is so much against people being depressed. Don't be depressed. Look around you. Open your eyes. Come to learn. Are you thirsty? You're thirsty for what? So spirituality. Come and learn Torah. So if you don't like it here, go somewhere else. You find something, find someone that's going to invigorate you. Different vessels need different fluids by different people. So different stroke for different folks, as they say, right? So okay, so you go, if not this one or that one. One likes Kabbalah, the other one likes Halakha, the other one likes Mishnah, the other one likes Gemara, this one likes Musar. Okay, so you'll find something. But if you're seeking for something, go look for it. Don't tell me it's not for me, but you never tried. And you can get lost. You cannot get lost if you use the Torah as your map through life. But if you don't use the Torah as your map for your life, you're lost. You're gone. Like if I will put you in a different solar system, not solar system. If I put you in a different, no, how do you call this thing? I can't think of it right now. Galaxy. I'll put you in a different galaxy. You know your way around. You don't know your way around Queens without WhatsApp. So are you going to go to a galaxy? I don't know. I have the Torah. Even if I'll be somewhere, I don't know, some galaxy or you know what? I know what to do. What do I do? Ribono shel olam, Abba, come take me. I'm here. I'm not lost. That's it. So you understand, it's a different approach of life. But you can't come to this realization if you're all day long busy building your own legacy that man's up for nothing. You need to let go, man. Let go. My wife's secretary used to say, let go, let God. Let God in your life. Let go of yourself and let God into your life. Is God a partner in your life? How much of a partner? When you need something? Well, he's a bank. What have you thanked lately for HaKadosh Baruch Hu on a personal level? Not the no, I'm not talking about this. Do you ever thank HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Ribono shel olam, thank you for giving me my parents. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, thank you for giving me my friends. Personal, Ribono shel olam, I want to thank you for something today. For something you have done for me. Not real, you've done so much. Do you ever thank something besides what is obligated to you in the tefillah? What's wrong with you? Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Look at us. Look at us, what happened to us. What kind of a people we are. Okay, do you ever thank HaKadosh Baruch Hu, for your kids? Thank you for giving me, trusted me with those neshamot. If you're going to do that, you're going to treat your kids different. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, thank you for sending me my Eshet Chayil. I could have not done it without her. And then you're never going to have complaints on your wife. But when you are so full of yourself, and you are demanding like a brat needs a whipping. But when you come and demand things like a brat, so you fight with your wife, and you hate your wife, and you complain about your wife, you're a brat. You know what you need? You need to go to boot camp. But not boot camp like, 1, 2, 3, 4, not this boot camp. I don't know what I've been told. Yeah, Marines. Yeah, you gotta go to Marines, right? That kind of boot camp you need to go. You need to go to the army. Straighten you up. What was the last thing you ever thank HaKadosh Baruch Hu? Avner, you know how to drum beautifully. Say, Ribono shel olam, thank you for giving me the zchut to learn how to drum. I have allergies. It's crazy. Each and every one of you have something personally to thank HaKadosh Baruch Hu. By the way, how was the barbecue today? Fantastic, huh? Wasn't it a good burger?
Yes.
For a vegan, it's a pretty good burger, right? You ever say, Ribono shel olam, thank you for a beautiful day. What a nice breeze. Thank you for my chevra. Thank you for my chevra. Look at the chevra you had, Bnei Torah, Baruch Hashem. We were laughing, and Avner was playing us amazing music today. And do you want to say thank you to Kadosh Baruch Hu? He's more important than anybody. So if you do the Torah, you don't get lost. You know that, so you do it. And I think ultimately you are afraid to develop a personal relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, because then you would have to fully acknowledge His existence in the world, and you therefore would not be toying around with your nonsense the way you've been doing all the time, like we do now. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, excuse me, let me put you on pause 1 second. Let me close this window, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You know, like this. You know how you close the windows on your computer or on telephone? That's how you do HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Not now. Close. HaKadosh Baruch Hu calls you on the phone. Say, not now. Sorry, busy. You don't have a relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Why? Torah. You don't understand. By the way, all those issues of Shmita, right? We could, of course, compare it to Shabbat. Also to Shabbat, once a week, HaKadosh Baruch Hu stops us and reminds us that us, how should we say it easily, we did not create the world. And yes, it's true, we could still make all kind of like nanotechnology and do all these things and all kind of like sophisticated things and guided missiles and all kind of crazy stuff like that. However, but really who created the world in sixth world, if you didn't realize, was not Intel, wasn't IBM, wasn't Apple, wasn't GE, not even Cisco, and by all means was not Google. It wasn't. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu says to you, listen, tranquilo, hombre, relax, sit down, relax. I'm the balabait here, chill out. I'm the boss. And you're going to do what I tell you to do. And sit down and remind yourself that I'm the boss. Now you understand, Shabbat is different. And what do? We fight. No, when Shabbat is over. Huh? I hate it when Shabbat is so long. Huh? How many times you heard it? Oh, I hate it in the summer, Shabbat is so long. What do you mean you hate it? What is that to hate? Buffoons, what is that to hate? I wouldn't mind if Shabbat would start at 4 and we end up at 9 every Shabbat. Terrific. I want to enjoy more Shabbat. Why only 25 hours? Give me a little bit more. That's what I'm saying to you. Shnat Shmita, from this perspective, really come to uproot, really to pull it out, to outroot that machshava, that we know everything and we are capable of knowing everything and we are capable of knowing where to go, what to do on our own. What's going to be the future and what is the right process and so on and so forth. Again, advice is very nice, but advice is only an advice. It's no more than that. You need to do the walk. So once in, we can do it. We can be a little late, 5 minutes, 10 minutes late. No problem, okay. So once in 7 years, the Adama, the earth is being pulled from under like a carpet, is being pulled from under our feet and remind us that there is only one place that we should seek advice, and that's HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And He's the only one who knows how things work and so on and so forth. So, and there is another thing that the Shmita helps us to do. Shmita helps us create a society and prescribe that in that society every individual is important. Everybody is important. And justice must be done and must take place. Justice means not just put people in jail. It's to have a just society. The poor man cannot buy more than the rich man cannot buy more zchuyot than the poor man, and cannot do more mitzvot. On Shmita we are all equal. Shmita, everybody. If the rich man, you can't eat the onions, just as much as the poor man, right? And during holidays, what do? The same Torah is don't throw the poor people to the corner. You have to help them up. Everybody has to go to the pilgrimage. Everybody goes to Beit HaMikdash. The Temple Mount, and everybody forgot. Temple Mount, it's ours, right? Everybody goes. right? The Donald Trumps among us and the little whatever on the bottom of us, right? We're all the same. When we give machatzit shekel, we all give machatzit shekel. Everybody needs to come to see God, and everybody is equal in the eyes of God, right? And if they don't have it, if they yatom, ger v'almana, we have to give him. We have to give him. Employers have to be fair with their employees. They can't say, okay, you know what, I'm not paying you. I'll pay you next week. No, he's not working, pay him. You have to be an honest employer. And if you forgot that, and if you got to do that, so guess what? Once in 7 years, you're going to be in the mercy of God, and you're going to sit there. You're going to sit there, and you're just going to see that. So even though we are far from working in the field in agriculture, as you can see, Shmita still has many ramifications to our lives, even here, even today. And when you don't have anything growing, and you can't collect all these things, right? Everything is open to the field. It becomes hefker. Anybody can come and collect from the field. So whatever grows, let's say you have a plantation of oranges, anybody can come and get it, as long as they don't destroy. It becomes hefker. You cannot collect it and sell it. It's free for everybody. And I remember there were people in Israel, when I lived there with my wife, they used to put a sign in Shmita. They used to put a sign on where we lived there, the backyard. It was like a semi-agriculture area. So they used to put a sign. Those who were Yerei Shamayim, it says, aperot, you're allowed to come in. It's hefker. Just please don't destroy. So people used to come in with respect, take a little this, take a little this, and they used to go. Hefker. Hefker is hefker. So at that moment, when you do that, you're doing a great thing. You're acknowledging this is all God's world. It's all His, and it's not mine. And when a person says it's not mine, he acknowledges the true owner of that, and that's HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It says it's not mine, it's HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So if you look at it this way, you can fulfill the principle of Shmita. We're almost done. We can fulfill the principle of Shmita almost anywhere in the world. Yes, it's only in Eretz Israel, this mitzvah, you could actually do this mitzvah. Why? Because of the greatness of the kedusha of the land and so on and so forth. But don't forget, the land by itself is not kadosh, only kadosh because what we do in it. But that principle could be fulfilled anywhere, whether it's Shabbat, or really take it literally into your hand, to take a sabbatical. And that's, by the way, the term sabbatical. And let's say in the Board of Ed, and they can take a sabbatical, you're supposed to enrich yourself. So you could also once in whatever years take a sabbatical. You know what? Take 6 months. Take 6 months off of your craziness. And if you cannot take a year, take 6 months and sit down, learn Torah morning and night for 6 months. You know what? You can't do that. It's fine. It's not a problem. Just come every day. Come every day to learn. Because when you're coming to learn, you said the world does not exist for me. That's it. I dropped it all. That principle of Shmita would apply to you every time you come to Bet Midrash. I dropped it all. I don't take telephone calls. I don't care about the stock market. I don't care about my this one and that one and that. I am learning. Stock market falls down. Okay, so I'm learning. No, nothing I can do. At least I'll learn. I have something in my hand. Shmita, you drop it. So Rabbatai, when you come to learn, turn off your phones. When you come to learn, if you come to learn, you should come to learn. Because if not, you guys are lost. Lost. As they used to say, I'm lost without your love. Right? There's a song from the 80s. Without the love of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we're lost. And how are you going to show love to HaKadosh Baruch Hu? You come and learn. Every time you come and learn, it's not only you just learning Torah. Every time you come to learn, you're saying, I believe there is a Kadosh Baruch Hu in this world, and He rules and conducts the world as He wishes, and I'm doing His wish. I am learning Torah. That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying. Again, learning Torah is not just putting a CD in your car while you're driving like this and they say, oh, hold on a second. Oh, yes, sell. No, but buy. This is not learning Torah. That's okay, Passing the time. What learning Torah is Shmita. I'm gone. I'm leaving this. That's why it's important to learn on Shabbat as well. In kibbutzim and moshavim in Israel, where in kibbutzim, some religious kibbutzim, that Shmita year, everybody learns. They go to the Bet Medrash instead of and they sit down and learn. The whole entire year, everybody learns. There's nothing to do with keeping Shmita, right? But beyond Shabbat, and we finish now. Beyond Shabbat, where in Shabbat we are obligated to drop everything that is mundane and so on and so forth, and to go back to the root, as we said previously, we also are obligated internally to drop all those things that prevents us from connecting to the shorish, to the root, to the basic of things. Not only b'ma'aseh, in action, also b'machshava. And these are the akevot, these are the things, and Be'ezrat Hashem, maybe we'll talk about it some other time, about those things that really imprison us. And we need to look after those spiritual traits, those character points inside of us, that without them we can't live, right? To see what they are, whether it's tava, I cannot. With me, without smoking, I can't. Okay, so you can't smoke on Shabbat, right? See all the things that imprison you and drop them one thing after the other, and all of a sudden you could see, right? And you could see, when you do so, how much further it takes you away from your purpose when you are obligated to all these things. And this is the base for our emunah, internally and externally, and to realize that everything belongs to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And everything that Kadosh Baruch Hu gave us, it's only on a loan. All the talents you have, all the possessions you have, are all on a loan from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And you need to think very carefully before you're going to do some wrongdoing with them. Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu has given it to you for a good reason. And what do you do with it? HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave you a car. So if you're going with a car to do an Averah, not only are you going to pay for your Averah that you did, you're going to pay for the fact that he gave you a car to do mitzvah, and you're doing Averah. Betrayal of trust. Hey, you got to think about those things. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave you great sechel, great mind. To do what? To become a thief? To do business? If you would take all your brain power that you are dedicating to business, to money, and you're going to dedicate it to truthfully learning Torah and work on yourself, what a world we will be in. What a wonderful world this could be. I see colors of green, right? Know this song? I love this song. And we need to remember all these things. And we need to make a list of all possessions. Since we started with Chief Seattle, I want to finish with Chief Seattle. And he said something very interesting. And he said something like this, that at the end of the day, the only thing that you can take is your memories. The only thing you can take are your memories. Because you don't leave anything behind you, not even footsteps. So think about all this. Think about this. It's a tremendous statement. Think about all these things that we are busy collecting and accumulating, and how much it actually ties us and pulls us down, and further down. And Rabotai, lecha ben chorim ela mi sheosek b'Torah. You're only free if you learn Torah. Why are you free? Because you're free to do Retzono shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You're free to do, because he who puts the burden of Shamayim upon himself, remove the burden of kingship and other things from him. So, Rabotai, there's no better investment than to drop everything, to let go, and to let God. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.